the first record label was really thrown by us because they're like, you're a rock band, but you're also girls. Like, how are we going to market you?
How do we do this?
But they were like really confused. Like they didn't know what to do.
Well, I really struggled writing this new record because once you finally do have that viral moment, it becomes the thing that you're like obsessed with. You're like, well, I have to do that again. I hope that I die with these women. Like, I hope like it ends up being like a Golden Girls situation.
Yes.
That we outlive all of our partners and live together in Miami.
Listen up, today I am joined by Kylie and Jordan from The Beaches. It is not often that a band from high school sticks together right through adulthood and become one of the biggest exports in their country, but that is exactly what happened to The Beaches. For many people, it seems like an overnight success. Their song Blame Brett took the world by storm a couple of years ago, and we have not stopped hearing about them. But their story is anything but an overnight success, and we get into it in this chat, from early school days to cutting their teeth on the Toronto circuit to finding that fine line between talking about something very personal in your music and then protecting your peace. We really get into it all. So I hope you enjoy this chat. This is a very chatty chat. I enjoyed it, that's for sure. This is Kylie and Jordan from The Beaches on Listen Up with me, Ash McGregor. Kylie, Jordan, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Ash. So excited to be here.
I'm genuinely so excited that you two are here. Honestly, like, big fan of The Beaches, got to say that. But also, I think you're such a testament to hard work pays off. No such thing as an overnight success. And also because I feel like there was just like no blueprints for you when you were starting out. And I just love your story.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. I feel like in terms of blueprints, there wasn't really anything specifically that I think a lot of, bands our age follow, especially because like TikTok and Instagram, like they came to be things like during our careers. Like there was a time in our career before Instagram, which makes me feel really old to admit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Well, I remember when we first started our band, I don't even think Spotify existed.
That's really ages us. I'm turning 30 this year. Whoa. Can you believe?
I honestly, I can't.
Really?
You guys don't look a day over 18.
This is not true.
The tox is toxic.
The tox is toxic. We're all raising
our eyebrows right now.
What a world we live in. No, but genuinely, I feel like we're going to get into some serious yarns in this chat, and there's so much life to go through.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So take me back, Toronto. I know that The Beaches was definitely not your first project. You guys have been collaborating since day dot. The two of you are sisters.
That's right.
I have a twin sister, an identical twin sister, and she is also in music podcasting. So when I see you two, I go, oh my God, I know exactly what it feels like to be working so closely with a sister and how amazing that is.
Oh my gosh.
Identical twin sister?
Identical twin. Yeah. Her name is Tate. She does Date with Tate, so she does celebrity dates.
I know exactly who that is.
Oh, well.
Literally, I just saw it. She had someone on recently that was like, it was quite a big get. I don't know.
I mean,
I've seen a bunch of her
She
videos.
has quite a lot of people come through the gates. So
cool.
I can't really imagine ever doing something without Kylie, because I started playing music really with you. We learned how to write songs together since we were 7 and 8 years old respectively, and then like all the other bands that we've ever started have been like together as sisters.
You don't know music outside of each other.
No, which is why like when Oasis for years was refusing to tour together, I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. I was
Straight up.
What is up with you guys? Is this like a brothers thing? Like,
yeah, maybe the women duos are pulling through in the sibling relationships.
They
right
absolutely
now.
are. Well, Heart. Who's the other sisters group?
Allie and AJ.
Allie and AJ. Haim, of course.
Yeah.
How could I forget about Haim? But yeah, we've never really not done anything together. So.
Do you think that was that your choice growing up, or was it easier for your parents? Because there was a little bit of my childhood where I'm like, I can understand where mom and dad were like, oh, it's just easier if they both do music.
I think it was that.
It was that. So our brother's autistic. And so I think that when we were growing up, we were kind of thrown into a lot of activities because my parents needed like to give him a lot of special attention, of course. So we did like rock climbing, math tutoring. pottery and then music and sports and stuff. And then like the music thing was like the thing that really stuck for us.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
When you say you were writing songs at 7 and 8 together, what do you mean by that?
Oh.
I hate it when people come in here and they're like, I was writing songs at 6. I'm like, I started playing piano at 3. What?
I mean,
I had no brain cells back then.
This is not really great for a music podcast to admit this, but like I probably started writing songs because I didn't want to learn B minor on guitar. So I was like,
That's very specific.
I'm just going to write songs on guitar with a G, D, A, and C because I know those.
There you go. Do you remember some of those early ones?
Sisters was the first
Oh yeah.
one.
Oh.
We still, I think you can find them.
Oh, no. I know Done with Dolls.
Oh, no.
And I have listened to Sisters.
Oh,
Some great lyrics in there. Let me
thanks.
recall. When one's having a bad day, the other knows what to say.
Oh,
thank you.
God, you do. Listen to everything.
That's
That's great.
It sings to me, that song.
But you get it. You have a sister.
I get it. And then the other songs, you talk about Recess, Stranger Danger. There's some real like,
Go away, go away.
there's a lot of really crazy ones that we ended up putting out, but it was a big thing in Canada for a minute.
Kind of are like known as nostalgic figures in Canada, which I hate so much.
you're like, I'm really not that old.
I'm a baby.
Wait, how old were you when you were doing Done with Dolls?
Like 13
13.
and 12.
So it was huge and you were 13.
I think it was right before high school is when we kind of got big in Canada.
Yeah, well,
So,
it ended up taking off
15
because it
and you were
was
14.
it was on like the Canadian version of Disney Channel,
Yeah.
and it would play in between like TV shows. But then our one song was the theme song for like
Yes.
a big TV show
Because I still get $500 a month.
in Canada.
That's wow.
So it like ended up kind of like doing quite well, and it was on like it like charted in like Billboard like pop.
It
How did that get picked up when you were 13?
This like how
The Disney stuff, I think we got picked up because we were in a developmental deal when we had just initially started. Somehow my dad got like so the album with like Sisters and a lot of those early songs. My dad like just he funded that when we were kids, and then he would just give that CD to all of his friends, obviously, and like everybody he met. And he gave it to somebody he ate hot dogs with at the hot dog stand near his work in Toronto. And that guy happened to be childhood friends with somebody that worked in the industry in Los Angeles that specifically like developed other artists, like helped developed Avril Lavigne, Ali and AJ, helped like write for Pink and stuff. So it was like a weird,
Right place,
kismet
right
thing.
time.
Exactly, right?
That's so, you never know
You never
who
know.
you're going to meet at a hot dog stand. But your dad was out there doing the most.
He was. Those like weird men like just handing out CDs on the street? That was like our dad.
Well, pre-Spotify. You had to do the guerrilla marketing.
What are you going to do, right?
What are you going to do? Was your dad like into music? Was he in the music industry at all?
No.
Or this was just a passion project?
Well, I think it was like, he was really proud of his kids. It was a birthday present for us to like make us that, like pay for us to have that EP. So it's an EP, not an album, right?
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
listened to it in a minute.
I think there's like 5 or 6
There's
songs
5
on
songs.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like did it on a lot of it like on GarageBand, and then anyway. So he was just like, look at my daughters. I'm so proud of them. And then somebody was like, oh yeah, they're pretty good. Somebody listened to Sisters and was like, there's real talent here.
This speaks to me.
This speaks to me.
I think it's so beautiful that it's still up there and you have fans that can like have seen where you've come from quite literally and the miles that you have climbed in your songwriting abilities.
I feel like we used to be quite embarrassed about it. Me and Eliza, and when we went to an arts high school, which was like a lot of jazz kids, lots of like real hit people. And so we're coming in with like Sisters and being like, we were bullied a lot that first year. And I think it took us a long time to come around to appreciating, Done with Dolls for what it was and how it did actually get us passionate about music, got us to like figure out the kind of songwriters we did want to end up being. And I think also when you're at a kid band and you're doing high school, you really learn how to have like good work ethic in this business. Like,
Oh yeah.
which is really important nowadays, even though I'm hungover a lot right now.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, you had a big night last night.
I got tattoos.
You got show the camera. What tattoos did you get?
We got a good girl here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see this.
Go
one.
over here. Go over here.
Oh, hello. Hi. And a bad girl.
Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And I got
What did you get, Kylie?
a little pepper.
Why the pepper?
I don't know. I'm still so confused by my choice last night. I don't know why I did that.
Was it off a flash sheet or you could just choose whatever?
No, she
No, I
chose
just-
that.
I
She chose it to be red.
Have you had any colored tattoos? Is this your first
I have one on this arm that has like a little bit of red.
Okay.
So I thought it made sense, but
Oh no. Are you sitting here regretting it?
no, actually kind of.
That's all she's been doing this whole interview.
Yeah,
being like,
you're like, I can't concentrate. I've got this thing on me forever.
Yeah, I called my boyfriend last night and he was like, "Whoa, that was a really bold choice." I was like, "I know, but it's fine."
Alex,
isn't-
by the way, bad move. Even if you disagree with the tattoo, always say, "It looks gorgeous, honey."
That's right. That's
right.
Good point. Good point.
See, all the boyfriends out there and girlfriends.
He just was like trying to be real about it, though. He just was like,
No, I know.
He was like,
Sometimes your closest have to be your most honest.
yeah.
yeah,
And maybe you're like, you know how sometimes you're the meanest self to the people you love the most?
yeah.
Oh, I mean, we probably get that.
Oh, I understand that. Yeah.
We will tell
I-
each other everything,
I
honestly.
hear that too.
Yeah, you get it.
Fucking So, okay, done with dolls. Is it true that Leandra was one of your biggest fans?
She was, yeah.
What does that pipeline from fan to bandmate look like?
She always says that she was, and I always think she's fucking with us.
No, she definitely
Was she genuinely just a fan or was she a friend?
Well, she was a fan and then she became a friend because we
went
started
to
going to
high
high
school
school
together.
with her.
Yeah.
That's where we met.
But she would come to our shows before we were even in high school.
I know. I remember we were doing, what was the, it was a My Little Pony
Yeah, it was My Little Pony.
Here we go.
At
the Family Channel. It was a Family Channel event for My Little Pony. Wow.
like the Brickworks, right? In
Yeah,
Toronto?
it was. And she showed up with a big billboard saying, "I love the beaches." And I said, "I hate that girl." And now we're
I don't want any part of it. When you guys moved to her school, she must have been like, oh my God,
Yeah, for sure.
I got to be friends with them.
And she found a way to become friends with all of us.
She did. She went to our old band member, Leandra. It's actually very like Machiavellian. Leandra went to Twilight with her and then started becoming friends with her. And it was always like,
She said that she like was trying to get in the band by doing that. But I'm
yeah,
like,
she
no.
does say that, but I think she was just like, I think that she just liked us.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and wanted to be our friends.
But then when
Played
that
the long game though.
I do
She
like
really
to think
did.
of her as like a Tom Ridley character. Being
Yeah.
friends with Megan that way.
But then when she ended up leaving, it was like a very obvious choice, like that we would see how it works
Yeah.
with Leandra, and it immediately was like
It was
really
perfect.
good.
It was like musical soulmates kind of vibe.
So you remember the first day that you were like, all right, let's give this a crack.
Yeah.
Let's have a go.
I remember the conversation. we
completely
had.
remember.
Yeah.
Run me through it.
I mean, we were hoping kind of that we would have like a change with like the other member. And I remember I phoned Leandra because we knew that she was super like musically talented.
Yeah.
She played like keyboard and guitar, and that's what we were looking
We were
for
looking
at
for
the
somebody
time.
that did both. Yeah.
So I phoned her and I asked her if she'd be like interested in coming to like check out, just like come to a band practice, see what it was like. And she did, and it was immediately like such a good experience.
It was immediate. She was like, "Oh, like I'm more serious than you two are now." And I'm like, "Yeah, girl."
Okay, mate.
Sure.
Pipe down.
I'm pretty sure like she came to one band practice and then was like, I'm not going to go to university anymore. I'm going to
That's
like, I'm
right.
doing this full time.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Leandra's 2 years older than us. And I think she joined in grade 12 and then did, do you guys have like gap years or like fifth
Oh
years
yeah,
here?
a lot of people do gap years instead of going to uni for the first year.
Yeah. So she was like, I'll see what it's going to be like with them. I'll take a gap year before I commit to. Leandra's like classically trained, so she was going to go to university
I
for
had no
music.
idea.
Yeah, she's very gifted.
Wow.
Very, very gifted piano player, and guitar player and singer and songwriter.
Just all round amazing.
And like the coolest lesbian woman in the whole world. Yeah.
God damn.
She's single, girls.
Well, that's so interesting that it clicked straight away, and how lucky you were to find her and someone that was willing to commit to the band in a level that you were already committing at.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the most important thing. I think obviously when you're in a band together, it's really important that you're musically aligned, that like you want to write the same kind of songs, that you want to share the same kind of stories. But I think it's also really essential and integral for you all to have like the same degree of work ethic. Because I think like otherwise, like that's where you get into trouble where resentment is built because somebody's working a lot harder, or, you know, I think like we're kind of a unique band in that we all really put in the same amount of work and care about the project in the same way. I don't really think about bands a lot doing that. Like you hear about like certainly lead singers like having a lot of like the attention and then also carrying a lot of the load as a result of that. But I think we as a foursome are very, very equal, and it feels very rare, but it also really works for us.
Yeah, 100%. And especially being independent and having to take on way more extra roles than the average artist of your size would have to do. But how was it navigating finding those roles within each other?
I feel like me and you very much fit into the role. Like for us, in terms of what we do for the band, it was always sort of, we fit into that as sisters. You kind of just sit into the role that you're. Kylie's really good with dealing with people. I'm not. I'm like on the spectrum. I can't answer an email. I haven't answered an email. I have 10,000.
Not reliable.
I have 10,000 emails currently on my fucking phone right now. Can I swear on this?
Yes, you can, absolutely.
I don't know. It's interesting. I think like, you know, when we started the group, Leandra was very much in charge of like social media because she's very funny, and Liza is much more into like fan engagement, and Kylie would answer a lot of like, Kylie would deal with more of the business side of things and be like the liaison between the band and like agents and managers. And then I would do a lot of like sort of directing the creative direction for the band. But I think as even in like the last two album cycles, like our roles have shifted quite a bit. You know, I think we all sort of go to the writing rooms. Like we're all, you know, answering emails now. And I think that is kind of part of being independent.
Yeah.
And maybe being business owners, like you kind of want to make sure that nothing goes over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to split the creativity with the business side and having both brains on at all time?
How do you feel about that?
It can be, but also at the same time, it's like so nice to be in control of everything. Because if you're doing it yourself, you know it's going to like end up being a certain way. Yeah. And being in a situation where you're signed to a label and like there's a lot more like barriers that you have to kind of like break through, and a lot more people that you have to get to sign off on like what you want to do.
Yeah.
Whereas now, yes, you have to be on your phone and you have to be like kind of like involved, and the business is like something that everyone is like going to be talking about dealing with like every single day, but you know what you're getting out of it in the end.
I feel the same way about the creative side of it too. Is like, because when you're independent, like the buck stops with you. It can be really scary because, you know, you have to fund everything yourself, and that's certainly a little freaky, but also you have so much creative freedom, and you can be like, I want to make a song that sounds like this. And to your point, when you're with a label, you have to really get a bunch of people to sign off on it.
Yeah.
And I think it's sometimes better to have creative control rather than like, I don't know, more access. You know what I mean?
Because it was before Blame My Ex, that album, that you were with a label and you let go.
We were two.
We were two.
Yeah. We got signed out of high school to Island, and then Universal picked up our contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got dropped twice, technically.
Yeah.
God, we're fools. What do you mean you got dropped? Were they just like, there's no space for us, we can't put the energy into you? Well, what was the conversation?
We got signed really young, and I think like at the time, and record labels still do this, like if they're interested or they see some sort of potential, like they'll sign you for like
without having a real plan.
Yeah, for not like a bunch, like not a major advance or anything, and then you get shelved, like they never put your music out, and then they drop you.
They were really, the first record label was really thrown by us because they're like, you're a rock band, but you're also girls. Like, how are we going to market you?
How do we do this?
But they were like really confused. Like they didn't know what to do. Like, and it was like,
and you were actively
time's out, guys.
Too.
Like, this is really simple. They're sisters. They make music together. And they're like, but but girls, like, are you going to be like pop girlies, like the Pussycat Dolls? They were really, they always would bring up Joan Jett.
Yeah, the Runaways.
Wow.
It was the Runaways or like
they've only ever heard of one
It
rock
was
band
so
that was
funny.
women before.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so disheartening.
Yeah.
It's
So
really
it felt
sad.
more like freedom when you were dropped than it did feel like.
yeah, and then
regret.
we started working with our like Canadian label, and we had
We had a very decent relationship with our Canadian team.
Yeah.
You know, I think the reason we got dropped more had to do with COVID and like the music industry falling apart at the
Yeah.
time, which is so fair.
Yeah.
A lot of bands got dropped in Canada around that time because everything was in free for all.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
When
yeah.
this happened to you, were you devastated?
I think I was more afraid because it was like we'd only ever been through, I mean, we got signed out of high school. So we'd only ever experienced like being under a label. Being independent, I think, was a scary concept because we were like, well, what do we do now?
And how do we do
And
it?
how do we do it?
Yeah.
And yeah, to Kylie's point, like that was really scary when it occurred, but it also gave us so much freedom and power to like really take control and take the reins of the project. And that's
Yeah.
obviously when things started to go well for us.
Yeah. Well, that happened, and then we fired our managers
Yeah.
at the time, and then we like basically
God.
we had like a fresh start. Though.
I got broken up with too.
Nice clean slates all around.
But it ended up
Difficult
like
time.
creating the perfect like atmosphere, whatever, to write Blame My Ex, which
Yeah.
ended up changing like
Changed
our
our
lives. And
lives.
if we hadn't if all the things didn't happen and it was uncomfortable and like very obviously went through a breakup. There was like a lot of tough things that we had to go through, but it got us to the point where
Yeah.
we could write that record. So
Yeah.
at
Truly.
the end of the day, it all worked out.
When you think about those early days at the beaches and you're cutting your teeth in the Toronto circuit,
Good expression, by the way.
cutting your teeth.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you say it?
I've never heard that.
I've heard it before, more in the UK. But
no, we say it over here. Cutting your teeth.
Cutting
you're
your
like
teeth.
grinding.
Oh.
You're
You got it.
grinding. You're cutting your teeth.
I'm gonna
you're
totally
working
steal
down
that.
to the bone. Yeah, do it,
I'm
please.
gonna do it.
So you're cutting your teeth on the Toronto circuit.
We're
is
cutting
what
our
I would
teeth in
say.
Toronto. Yes.
Yeah. What do you remember about those early days and those first few gigs?
Oh, I was thinking about this the other day because this guy I'm seeing just went to a venue that used to be, I know, hard launching. He went to a venue.
He's shaking her head.
He went to a venue recently that had been closed down for 10 years. It just reopened, and it was one of the first venues I went to. Silver Dollar Room just opened up.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
it's not that. It was torn down though.
No, they reopened it. It's the same venue. I mean, it's a different name now. It's called Nina's. Anyway,
Semantics.
digress.
Yeah.
It was we grew up at like, we kind of caught the tail end of the Toronto music scene. If you've ever seen like Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
Absolutely, I have.
there's kind of like a golden age of like indie music in Toronto because there were so many smaller to mid-sized venues. And we also had like we had two big music festivals at the time, Canadian Music Week. And then what was the other one? CMW? No.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. But anyway, we caught the tail end of it when we were in high school. This is why I was talking about it. I used to never drink underage. Like I was really nervous about getting carded, with the exception of like these two music festivals that happened in Toronto where we would get wristbands. And the wristbands to me were like, I'm older than 19. And
Where are we going with this?
I'm gonna land the plane, I promise.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
I'm like,
I'm gonna land the plane, I promise.
You've
And I
got this, Jordan.
remember like, because you asked what you remember about
those
being
early
the
shows.
early shows in Toronto. What I remember is like being 15 and 16 in these festivals. I remember you peeing outside of the Cameron House.
yeah.
And I thought it was really cool at the time, but I thought it was really cool because it was like you were 15 and 16 years old with your bandmates and getting to like go to all these cool shows. And then immediately having to go to high school the next day.
What a whiplash.
Well,
it
yeah.
feels so Hannah Montana in that sense where you're like, I'm a rock star at night and now I'm back at school.
No, literally. And I don't know how our parents let us do it, but like we were 16 years old playing shows in Kensington Market at like midnight and then sleeping for a couple hours and writing our essays before sound check.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the work ethic thing again.
It was, yeah. But also it's kind of a bummer. Like that kind of scene doesn't really exist in Toronto. I wonder if I don't think it really exists a lot of places. Like, because I think nowadays, especially after COVID, a lot of the smaller venues kind of weren't able to sustain themselves.
I'd say the same thing about
with
the
Sydney,
Australian scene here.
Because you guys have the really big arenas and big venues that you'll get like touring bands to come into.
Yeah, we're lucky in each major. There's definitely, you've got like there's some smaller venues, but it's like you've got three, three that you are tried and tested.
Yes.
And then you're just bouncing around between.
And like that's how, and it's unfortunate because like that's how you really truly foster the scene of which I was speaking. Like back when we started, there was like a million smaller venues. So there was so many bands, local bands that could like cut their teeth in that region. Yeah.
100%.
And now it doesn't really exist. And now, I mean, TikTok and social media has kind of replaced how, bands survive these days anyway, but again, we're old. So when we started,
you're not old. Take that back.
That's kind of what that's sort of what the industry was like when we started. It was all about live music.
I think you've had the best of both worlds in your career in the sense that you've had the digital age work for you, but then because Blame Brett, that really blew up on TikTok. That's what took it global. I mean, Canada was really on it, I think, before it went global.
And we talk about this all the time that I think we're really lucky that it took us 10 years of grinding and like in a live setting where we played so many live shows, so many smaller venues where we had like only 10 people in the audience for us so that we had cut our teeth before the TikTok hit happened.
Absolutely. And then when people have found you, they're now already like, you're already prepared. You already know what you sound like. You already know yourself as band. And I think then they have a whole back catalog to dive into, and that's what's transitioned into. There's so much TikTok virality, but not a lot of conversion into fans.
Yes.
I think that's where you guys have absolutely nailed, is that people could become fans of you, and they can see you live because you already do your live shows.
Yeah, it's that, and also like having the songs and the catalog to like back up the hit. I think I feel so bad. I see a lot of people who I admire who have a really good song that blows up on TikTok and then they automatically move to LA and they're like, well, I'm famous now. And I'm like,
it's not quite the way.
You only have the one song and you've never played a live show before.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, you never say these things to people, but you see it a lot in the industry.
Yeah. And it all just needs to like work together. Like there needs to be like stuff to support a viral moment.
Yes.
And also just because you have a viral moment doesn't mean your tours are going to sell out, like all that stuff.
It doesn't mean it's going to sustain
and vice
you.
versa. Like you can be like selling crazy tickets and like never have a viral moment.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's like, and it's weird, and certain things that like take off that it doesn't make sense. Like look at like Geese. Like it literally is the most confusing thing. Where they're now like one of the biggest bands in the world. They've been doing this for forever.
Well, I really struggled writing this new record because once you finally do have that viral moment, it becomes the thing that you're like obsessed with. You're like, well, I have to do that again. Otherwise, if I don't have another Blame Brett, then like I'm a failure and I'm going to fail everybody in the band. And no, I know. Sorry, dark.
That hurts to hear, but it is 100% pressure.
Yeah. But then you realize like viral moments often, they come about because like somebody's being genuine and like writing something that is meaningful to them. Like again, Geese, they're just like really themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Geese, and you guys are really yourselves. Good for you.
Well done.
Good for you.
Doing it. But I think that is what has resonated with that track, is that you are writing about a very real moment and a very real person that people know of.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
Yeah. Well, I know that that's also a thing where you're like having to also control a narrative that then fans are then imprinting onto a person. You're like, actually, he's a nice guy. Don't worry about it.
I mean, no, he's nice. He's nice.
Yeah.
I'm a little mad at him right now, but he is nice.
Well, take that.
Take that. No, that is such a thing.
Did you find that hard to navigate in the new record, No Hard Feelings? That line between personal now and what you do want to showcase to the real world, having gone through?
Ash, I still have not learned my lesson because I put my most recent ex, Ryan, in the latest record cycle. I have a song called Fine, Let's Get Married. It's the only one that's kind of about my perspective. I think I struggled with this last album cycle because Blame Brett was such a record about my own experience with my breakup. And at the time I was, happily in a relationship, and I was really, really nervous to pick holes in it, probably because it wasn't the right relationship and we're broken up now. So that's the next album.
Nice.
But I think what I think what I learned, I think I'll never name another partner again in a song.
You guys do love to name drop people.
We like to name drop. Leandra's really good at not naming, because like Leandra will spill the tea and put like really good details in. If you listen to Did I Say Too Much, that's like a really cutting song, and a lot of it's true.
You can cover this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some good little lines in there.
There's some really good lines in. The Perfume line in particular. Her ex sprayed.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard this story?
I haven't heard the story, but that's when they sprayed the perfume on a jumper after a breakup, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me the story.
Well,
that's kind of chaotic.
She broke up with Leandra on Leandra's birthday.
Oh my God. Rule
sorry.
number one.
Meanwhile, this girl has a full-time boyfriend too. And so I'm really outing her.
I know, it's fine.
But yeah, she broke up with Leandra on Leandra's birthday, and gave her back like Leandra's jumper that she had been borrowing, and said, I put some perfume on there so that you could remember how I smelled. And we all said, what is wrong with that girl?
Ooh.
Can you imagine breaking?
It's one of the craziest things like I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, what did Leandra say to that? Did she keep it or did she chuck it?
I think she still has it. I think we finally got her to wash it, right?
No. She washed it immediately. Leandra also has a younger sister. And I think when this happened, Leandra's sister heard the story, because I think she was like eavesdropping as this breakup was happening. And Leandra's sister took the sweater and immediately put it in the wash.
Good. That's a good sister move.
Yeah.
You guys would back that, right?
Yeah, Celeste is an icon.
Go Celeste.
Celeste knows.
Absolutely.
Don't do that, by the way. If you're listening to this and you're breaking up with someone, don't spray your perfume.
You can't do that. That's crazy.
That's psychotic. It's
so
very
mean.
self-centered.
It's so self-centered.
Yeah, bizarre. How has it felt then doing an album from other people's perspectives and collaborating as a group in that sense?
Well, I think
bringing those to life.
That's how I got through sort of the scary aspect of like trying to recreate Bling Bread. I was like, you know what? It's not going to happen. I'm in a happy relationship.
Yeah.
But Kylie's going through a breakup. Leandra's going through a breakup. And so at first it was sort of out of necessity that I was like, I can't write anything about myself. So I will like lean on them and their stories. And then I was like, you know what? Why don't bands write from like, there's so many bands that like only share, I always use Coldplay, but you only ever hear about like what Chris Martin thinks, right?
Yeah.
And you're missing out on like 5 other really interesting people.
100%.
You know? I think the reason
and the
why
fans want to get to know the others as well.
Exactly. And our band has always been like a choose your player kind of band.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Exactly. So it did end up making sense for us to like, to write a record where everybody's perspective is included. And I think moving forward, like that's just how it's going to be.
100%.
Yeah.
Are you sitting on music at the moment?
Yeah. I mean, I went through a breakup and a crazy other romantic thing, which will be the new record cycle.
What do you mean a crazy romantic thing?
I shouldn't talk about it.
Okay. Off mic. We can get
Off mic.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So, I think the kind of girls that we are, everybody will always have something interesting to say. And so the music will always keep coming.
I feel like between the 4 of you, there's always life happening and there's always something going on.
Absolutely.
That you will never be short of inspiration.
Always drama occurring, for sure.
It's good. It's good. Or people telling you dramas. It's always a good thing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
What do you think has kept you together for so long? Because as a band, you've stood the test of time longer than most romantic relationships would be.
Truly. I mean, well, I always like to say that I hope that I die with these women. Like I hope like it ends up being like a Golden Girls situation.
Yes.
That we outlive all of our partners and live together in Miami. Thank you for being a friend. No, I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for you, Kai, but like they're my soulmates. Like these are the people that matter the most to me. They're my like sisters, my wives, my best friends. And probably the people that I will tell like my deepest, darkest secrets to. I I don't know what's kept us around a lot. I think it's the friendship. I think it's the mutual respect. I think it's the history.
I also think like basically we've been working at it for so long, and then to have like kind of a later in your career like successful kind of like blow up, it feels like now it's like, well, we need to kind of keep working at it to like, I don't know. We feel very grateful again also to be from Canada and then to have international success. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna try and we're gonna try and get as much out of it as we can.
I think
and like seize every opportunity.
You're right. And I think the fact that we've been cutting our teeth for 10 years. Oh my God.
Third time.
Nailing
Third time.
I didn't put it in 2 more times.
You're basically Australian.
Watch me. I think the fact that we've been grinding for 10 years and that we finally got the success together, like this is it's not just one person's thing. Like I think being able to finally gain success as a group has been so amazing because you get to share the experience. I often like feel a lot of sympathy for the artists that are just doing a solo project because one, oh my God, the pressure. And two, like getting to share success is kind of the most wonderful thing in the whole world, you know?
And you live such a unique feeling of being on stage is not the most human feeling. And also, having that shared between you would be so special.
I feel like also becoming, not that we're famous, we're not famous at all.
Sure,
I mean, we're
you're like
famous.
one of Canada's biggest exports right now. Are you kidding?
Us and Heated Rivalry.
Putting them on the map.
But also, like, I think the gents from Heated Rivalry, they experience like being kind of no-name actors and then becoming the most famous men in the world together. Like they weren't completely alone in it. And I think like that is kind of the way to sort of stay normal and stay grounded as if you're sharing it with other people. Otherwise, it can be such an isolating experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's very beautifully said.
Yeah. And I'm very grateful to share it with my bandmates.
Let the record know.
Yes.
Well, girls, I could honestly keep talking to you for hours and hours. I feel like there's so much more we could have dived into, but we're going to have to wrap it up.
That's so fair.
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having us.
Can't wait to see what you do next. Can't wait to see what this next album is about.
It's going to be messy again.
Yeah.